it's amazing to see, Ben, how this event has grown in, 4 years?
Absolutely, yeah, it's fantastic, yeah. And looking at, I've just been outside and had a look at what's going on. It's fantastic. It's lots of hustle and bustle. It's brilliant, yeah, absolutely. Right, we've got Elliot Blakemore with us here. He makes animations, and they're very much, I would say, sorry, correct me if I'm wrong, but they're very much inspired by the Meres&Mosses and the general area around. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, we've done a few films now all about sort of like different aspects of this area. So I think there's a lot to take from this area and sort of creative ideas really. So they've all kind of gone in different directions.
And it's really the Meres and the Mosses themselves that inspire you to make these films, is it? Or is that just simply a nice backdrop? I don't know. What comes first?
It depends on the film, really. I mean, like different things inspire different films. So sort of like one of the first films was inspired much more about sort of location and then looking at the history behind it. Whereas one of my other films was inspired by folklore here. And then that inspired me to then come and shoot here, because where the real life locations of where that supposed folklore took place. So sort of a combination of different factors, really.
So what's inspired you to get into this line of work? I mean, were there people that you looked at and thought, wow, I could do that, or I'd like to do that?
In sort of filmmaking in general?
Yeah.
Yeah, sort of, I've always had just kind of like a love of film as a way of sort of expressing sort of stories and ideas. And so I did it at college, film studies, and that sort of really opened my eyes, as well as working alongside Media Active as well. That really opened my eyes to sort of the career you can go down. So it's sort of a change of path for me then, because it was originally sort of going into the sciences. It's quite a drastic change, but so I thought, right, no, I want to make my hobby my passion. So I went down the film route, and I've met some lovely local people and people from all over, and I brought them in. So I mean, like the teams behind the films I've created around the Meres&Mosses have been quite big, and it's really great that everyone's sort of so passionate about the films, passionate about the area as well. So we'll bring it in together to make these films.
I mean, I've seen some of them, and I think they're beautiful and quite touching, actually. Some of them, really. I'm actually an artist myself, and I'm very much into the art and the illustration side of things, of trying to express what I see around me in the environment, putting that into paint on canvas, for example. But you're very much, instead of taking photos and things, you're very much into the animation rather than just going out there with a camera and filming. Why the animation per se?
Well, I love both, but I think it depends on the situation, sort of what it calls for. So like certain such as like the Priest Heath sort of film with Your Voice Sings Not So Soft. I think because of the subject of that, animation sort of was quite a delicate way to kind of handle that situation. But something such as like Wild Humphrey, that was sort of a combination of live action and animation, and it gave that sort of like quirky feel, because it was quite a quirky folklore. So I thought sort of the combination of the two, which don't usually always go together so well, I think kind of gave it that sort of that edge, really, that kind of feel that it needed.
Fantastic. And what sort of things are you up to now? Have you got any ongoing projects or future projects?
Yeah, quite a lot of projects. I'm off to university, literally going back tonight after Merefest. So sort of got to go and deal with that tomorrow. But I'm also doing some projects, some with sort of the Rural Media Company in Hereford and Maverick TV Studios in Birmingham. So I'm currently working on a project with them. I've got some more lined up as well. I've done some more local films here that still need finishing off, some editing and sort of colour grading on those. So it's a bit mad at the moment, to say the least. But yeah. So
it's an exciting time, though, isn't it? I mean, there's a world of opportunities surely opening up for you.
Yeah, I mean, I really love the film industry. I think it's such a social sort of kind of job to sort of to be in. You meet so many lovely people, from your local area, people you'd never meet otherwise. I think sort of who share that passion, and it also gives you opportunity to sort of go out and meet other people from away from the local area as well. So it's sort of, I think it's just a really nice sort of like a nice job at the end of the day, no matter how stressful it can be.
Absolutely. Well, Elliot, hey, thank you very much. That was really interesting. Thank you. And those films, I believe they'll be online, won't they?
Yes.
You can go and look at those after the event itself.